Hello everybody, this is going to be my first official video and I'm going to talk about a game that I thought was going to be a gem, but it turned out it wasn't much. This game is called Warlander. It was released in January 24th of 2023 and is a continuation of its predecessor, Happy Wars. The gameplay loop is similar to Happy Wars, considering you have to capture towers, uh, attack enemies, capture enemy towers. You got specific roles for the game. You have Castle Guard. Castle Guard's in charge of obviously guarding the castle, building the siege weapons if they'd like, and helping out the attack and spec ops squads. Now the attack squads, it's in the name. You attack other players. You try to get towers. You try to break through the defenses and attack the core. That's the main objective. Now Spec Ops' job is to take towers, take control of towers. Towers are everything in the game. It's basically a spawn point and a little safe zone. If you get chased, go to a tower and hopefully someone else spawns with you so they can help you defeat whoever's chasing you. These are very simplified tasks, but in the end game of all things, they really influence the tide of the battle. Now, Warlander compared to Happy Wars it has a full 3D map, an entire 3D environment which you can move around in. The maps are way larger than the maps in Happy Wars. And it's not this isometric top-down viewpoint. It's this 3D third-person viewpoint. You have plenty of cool skills like rocket, power bomb, smash, lunge slash. You have three unique and separate classes: the mage, the cleric, and the warrior, just like Happy Wars. Now you have some maps, albeit not as much as Happy Wars. Happy Wars came out with 6 maps on release, compared to Warlander coming out with let's say 3 on full release, because I'm not going to count Dawnbridge B, which is just finished Dawnbridge, and I'm not going to count Ritual Valley, which is just juggling the map. A juggling shit of a map. Anyways, there are pros to this game. You have these massive siege battles, 20 versus 20, 2 armies on each side, and the game lasts for about 15 minutes, which isn't too bad, to be honest. Um, the gameplay is real cool with the separate classes. Each of them have their own unique skill sets, their own unique weapons, their own unique appearances. Now that's the gameplay part of Warlander. Very self-explanatory. If you played Happy Wars, you know what the heck I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna move on to the benefits of the game. Like, what makes this game so fun? I think the most fun I've had in this game is just the absolute scale of the battles. You can be an absolute hero and kill 20 people at a time, or just be some guy, dying over and over and over, but trying their best to defend their keep, which is a honorable task to do. Again, you play as 3 classes: a cleric that heals and buffs their allies, supports them, a warrior that just deals damage, does area control and enforces defense points, or a mage who stays behind the enemy lines, stays behind the front lines shooting you and supporting you at the same time. I think the mage is the deadliest class in my opinion. It's very fun, and compared to its predecessor, Happy Wars, I think each class is, they're strong in their own ways, weak in their own ways. The cleric doesn't have the most HP anymore. That's the warrior now. Cleric doesn't deal the most damage, which makes sense, because that's a hammer versus a sharp sword, even though they both would hurt. Then you have this really cool mode, which is 5 army mode, 5 army battle. You have 5 armies of 20 people, 100 players per match of 5 army. And you're supposed to be the last one standing. You go around capturing towers, capturing siege implements like you do in 2 army battle. And whoever's the last one standing or has less core damage than everyone else wins. What are the benefits of 5 army battle? Well, you get extra equipment, you get to level up your characters a whole lot if you performed really well, and you get to experience really huge battles. Now, what's surprising about this mode though is the fact that it runs well. It runs incredibly well. Enough. I'm not going to say incredibly well. And I think it's pretty fun. The map variation is okay. I think some maps are way too big, like Moonlit Temple, Moonlit Church. I feel like the map is way too big for just 20 people on each side. There's so many siege implements to keep track of. You might as well just play mage if you want to go ranged, because they could just burn them down. There's no way of saving burning down buildings. This game. There's a lot of caveats in this game. For starters, one of the key gameplay features, which is character slots, are locked behind a $5 paywall. Now there's going to be some yes men, and especially a very specific content partner that likes to say, oh, you need to grow up, gamer. It's less than a meal. It's only $5. Yeah, but what's it going to take? What if something's $10? Oh, it's only $10. What if it's 20? Oh, it's only 20. What? How much are you going to be willing to put up with this garbage? They're selling you a gameplay feature for $5, locked behind a paywall. You want to make more characters? Nah, screw you. That's what they pretty much said. It's kind of stupid, because one of their monetization aspects is selling skins. Yeah, you're selling skins, but then you're locking the character count to 5. Don't you think if you had the option to buy the character slots for Sylvings, you'd have you'd be able to spend money on skins, so each of your characters would be unique in their own way? Nah, 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 nah. No, that makes too much sense. Anyways, their monetization practice is incredibly lazy. They come up with these skins that look very generic. They just slap on things on top of your character. The armor isn't redesigned. The weapons aren't that redesigned. I mean, the weapons and helmets are look pretty cool, but the armor itself, they just slap on pieces on top of the default armor, which is very lame. Compared to Happy Wars, you had these really bizarre armor sets, from really cool gothic medieval sets to like a fish for a sword, a turkey leg for a sword, or a fucking pancake as a shield. Warlander has these generic, boring skins that really make you feel like what happened to the art style of the game from before. It really makes you feel that way. So yeah, the monetization kind of sucks. And oh yeah, I also forgot. There's recolors. They sell you the same skin in a different shade for double or half the cost of the skin itself, which I think is very stupid, very lazy, and it's not worth spending a dime on it. Maybe if you actually put more effort on the friggin' skins and made them look different, maybe you'd get more money out of this, okay? Now, I'm gonna move on to content updates. Content updates are really goddamn slow and disappointing. I'm going to give you a prime example of how disappointing the content updates are. Here's the quote unquote roadmap, which is not even a graphic design little menu that appears in game, or that's like in a little poster in the Discord server at least. Nah, it's just a little Steam announcement that says, oh yeah, we're adding this new and this new, but they don't specify anything at all. They don't give you dates. It's really lazily made. It just got people to shut up. I've been playing this game ever since the first open beta, which was in September, I believe September 19th of 2022. That's when the open beta happened, September 19th, 2022. And at first I thought the game was incredible. It was a spiritual successor to Happy Wars. It was more in depth. Um, but so far we moved into the closed beta, and the closed beta had nothing new. It just had a shop. They'd give you these goldings, daily goldings, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. We get the daily premium currency. And you move on to the full release, which is January 24th. And what do you get as the open beta player? A stamp. and a couple of potions anyone can buy by playing 10 minutes in the game. Kinda lame. Yeah, you get a mythic sword, but that's it. Real lame starter package for open beta players. And you also can't forget the fact that they nerfed everything to shit to appeal to the new players. I remember my Centurion had about 700 health and a bunch of buffs, to make the Centurion feel like a Centurion. And they nerfed him down to 400 health. My Cleric of 500 health nerfed to 300. My Mage of 400 nerfed to 200, which makes sense. It's a mage. They're supposed to be squishy and fragile. But they did it to appease the new players, and a lot of new players still left because they didn't wipe data. That's what they should have done. Sure, the PC players would have been pissed, but what? The PC players are like 2% of your population because you messed up the game already. So you might as well appease to everybody and delete the progress of the PC players. Would have made more sense. So now builds are completely destroyed. You got these, instead of like brand new classes with their own skills, like at least one or two new skills, they bring in titles. These titles are super lame, giving you like bare minimum boost. So if you're not running a squad or pre-made with communication, there's really no point. If you're gonna be like a solo main, you might as well just run the HP up boost. It's the only thing that's gonna make you have enough survivability to kill people and capture targets and shit like that. Um, Another goofy thing they decided to add, like when the game was still on PC, I think, is the AI practice mode, as if we weren't playing with AI bots for the remainder of the PC player base. They decide to add this. Well, Happy Wars, a game from 20 fucking 12 from the Xbox era. Um, a game from the Xbox era had custom matches, you could invite your friends, you can host your own matches in the fucking first release of the game. There's also story mode, which had a really charming story, which you would progress through online play, which I thought was pretty cool. And you got like a premium item at the end of the story, which is real nice. Warlander doesn't have any of that. It just has an AI practice mode, but you can only practice on the default map. You can't change the map. It's so fucking lazy, it's so stupid, and it really pisses me off. Most people in the Warlander Discord, this is their first introduction to the game. They never played Happy Wars. They don't know what they're missing out on, and I can't really blame them or be mad at them. I can't even be mad at Mr. J. Mr. J. Can't really be mad at him either. Although I really want to be mad at him. But there's no point because he's just gonna keep saying that the game is perfect. Oh, the game has its problems, yeah, but you need to grow up. Yada 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 yada. Whatever. More mistakes. It has a lot more stupid shit that they did. They managed to miss the PC rush. They missed the console rush because of the lack of depth, the lack of updates, the lack of content from a game 10 years ago had better, right? Happy Wars. I'm not gonna explain in detail like what the hell's wrong with every aspect of this game. You just play it yourself, go to Steam, go to the Xbox store, the PlayStation store, and download it and look at the latency issues and how the shield sometimes doesn't even work as a shield. Everyone just hits you through and crap. But what does this game need to save its bosom? I'd say more maps, more maps with hazards appeal to your old fan base, the Happy Wars players. Like, add maps with hazards, maps with lava, maps with like this corrosive goo in the floor, maps with like fish skeletons rising above the seabed and trying to eat you, right? I like the Cataclysm feature. I like the Tornado, the Meteor, the different ones. I mean, I feel like they're really cool. They changed the map, they affect the map. That's really nice. You did a good job. But there's just no. And there's, after you're done with the battle pass, which is super lame, you just get these. Oh yeah, free to play players get these timed skins. Basically skins that last for 72 hours. So all you guys get is the generic currency and skill scrolls that you can get by 2 minutes into the game. It's super lame. And I feel like they do it on purpose so you can get the two lanes of paid battle pass, which is the $10 pass and the $20 pass. $20 is not worth it, it just gets you more aura crystals and different color variations. You might as well just get the $10. Actually, be smart. Don't get anything. Just wait for the impossible RNG drops to give you skins. I know this game has to make money. It's a free-to-play game, but they could have done something way better. They could have put effort, you know. How about you make some skins for the cataclysms? Hell, I'd buy them if I can make the fucking robot look like a fucking milk carton, a fucking stupid ass teddy bear, then I'd buy that shit even if it was $10 because that's funny and that's charming. But no, that's too much work for the poor indie studio. Oh, poor guys. Anyways, thank you for watching. Leave your opinions in the comments. Feel free to shit on me all you want with how lazy and unprofessional this video is. I'm just trying to reflect the developers of Warlander, okay? No offense. It's just that, God, this game has potential. This game is gonna blow up on console, and it blew up, but then they left. It's gonna blow up on Twitch. It blew up, but then they left. It's gonna blow up on